What's going guys, Zennosh here, and today in this video of Heir I am actually going to recommend you some servants that are going to be really good at defending your tower, or let's say your tower invasion defense team. Okay, so what are the servants that are going to really make a very good pick that will really allow you to have a higher scoring in the tower defense due to really impregnable defense? Alright, and now let's get this started. Thanks to Justin Lawrence Curry, or let's say J. Lawrence Curry. Okay, he actually asked me about like what are the servers that actually can do the tower defense much better, and I was pretty much surprised that like people really do not ask that kind of thing. But anyways, I just think like this is gonna be a very good video. So let's get this started, guys. First of all, looking into this list, you can easily say that that kind of unit who are actually tanks right out there, meaning like defensive prowess, okay, are pretty good for defending, okay, and some of the healer units as well, they can be really good for defending your towers, because tower is more about like when you are on the tower defense, it's not just your servant that is gonna be there. You will see, or he will also be accompanied by a tower right behind them, meaning like a statue, a monument, okay, which is like a support type unit right out there. So that's the thing right out there, who is also gonna help you like dish out more damage, like crippling your opponents and stuff like that. It's gonna be a race against time as well, because like obviously the opponent who is actually gonna invade your tower will also have some of like time restriction. Within that time, they really have to clear that tower, or else they will be failing that one. They will be cleared out due to the catastrophe that the your support statue is gonna release, right? So those kind of things actually come into effect. Okay, so considering that all the fact, main thing comes into mind is obviously the defense. If your defense can be really impregnable, meaning like you can actually survive all those hits all along, you are actually gonna be a really good defense for your tower. So obviously tank units really do make a very great selection indeed. Okay, so I'm just making like two tier list. First, let's start with the A tier list. Okay, these guys are very amazing in the tower defense. Okay, well, I just talked about the tank. It's just like it's just a common sense, guys. Okay, tank units really amazing. Why? Because it's just common sense. And then the next thing is like like AOE DPS servants, like let's say Fire Ignis, or let's say Water Ignis, or let's say Fire Ram, the Water Ram. Okay, this kind of units really can deal the damage on the AOE scale, meaning like they will hurt your team, your opponent's team, in a really bad way. They can really knock out the DPS or support servant right off the bat whenever they are using even their basic skill or second skill as well. Okay, this will really allow your defense to be really great. Okay, best offense is the greatest defense. Okay, if you are really excelling so much really good at offense, then that can be really great, guys, especially when it comes in an AOE package. Okay, so that you can also snipe out those really squishy support, squishy, what do you say, that DPS units. Okay, and the thing is that like it's just a matter of time that your opponent is actually gonna kneel down on his knees just before you. Okay, so that's the thing right out there. And Water Ram, Water Ignis, and Fire Ignis are really amazing on that one. Whereas we have the other type of unit as well, which is the defense-based DPS servant. Yes, because like they really do come up with a very amazing defense stats by themselves. That's why they are here in the first place. Okay, meaning like they can hurt your opponent, and at the also same time they can actually increase their own defense, so that like they can actually start to become more bulky, having more endurance and vitality, meaning like they will be harder to be put down. Okay, so defense-based DPS servants also make a really good choice for your tower defense. Okay, and the next one is a healer unit. Okay, there are so many healer units that really do make a very great tower defense unit, but some of the units that I'm really going to focus out is on like these healer units, that is like Forest Halel, Fire Sphinx, and the Forest Anko. Okay, well, Forest Anko, he really has a lot of defense stats, like, and also he has two healing spells, guys. That's first is his combo skill, and the next one is second skill. That's gonna be really great, even though he's actually incurring a lot of damage. At the same time, he's actually gonna heal himself up, which is pretty great, isn't it? And his ultimate skill really provides sort of like defense up, I guess. And then his first skill also provides a sort of like, no, it's his first skill that provides the defense buff. Anyways, his skill, he can provide a defense boost to himself, and his ultimate skill or combo skill actually does provide, I'm sorry about that one, provides a HP shield on himself. Damn, I have a fuzzy memory right now. Sorry about that. So that's really great, guys. I mean, like, he is actually prowessing on the defensive stats as well. That really provides him a very great survivability against your opponents in the tower invasion. So Forest Anko, really amazing, guys. HP shield, defense stat boost, stuff like that really makes him so amazing. Okay, and then he can remove the buff of the opponents as well, which is too great. Next one is like Forest MC, just like the other tanks in particular or in general, they are very great as well to start with or to begin with. Okay, next one is this Forest A Sphinx. This is a AoE type DPS 7 as well, so that's why she has a really good viability on this tower defense. And finally, we have this particular type of unit, a support unit. We really do not have much of support unit because they usually are very squishy, but our fire, I know. Water HoL, okay, Water HoL, sorry about that one. Water HoL really does excel at defensive skills as well, especially her barrier, right? Her HP shield. That really makes her so resilient and very, very stubborn in the defending manner as well. So that's why Water HoL is pretty great. Okay, the next one is our Water Leno. Okay, Water Leno is pretty great because like of her passive skill that allows to consider any hit coming towards her as a glancing hit. Glancing hit can reduce the damage incoming to her. She will not incur any sort of critical hit or critical damage. And guess what, guys? She is actually gonna nullify those dots coming to her on the fire element type, which is pretty much like a very how to say this, like complicated right out there. But anyways, glancing hit really does improve her survivability rate, and that's what all we need to know. That's why Water Lenore, she's an attack type DPS servant as well. That means like she's actually gonna deal a massive damage to the opponents, first thing. And next thing, she has a defensive type of passive skill which will really allow her to defend the tower really nicely. Okay, just build her up and put her in the defending tower. Now let's move on to the S tier. These are the units that will really make your day. First of all, let's start with the Fire Torino. Okay, a 4-star net servant right out here, actually wandering around in the top tier list. Like, what? Like, how? Well, he is a tank unit, but he's also like a healer type for himself. He can actually heal his own HP, which is pretty much very rare. I think pretty unique to him only, actually, that he can actually heal his own HP based on his own attack. So, like, really great out there, guys. I mean, which is pretty good, okay? So, that's the thing that we can actually get from the this Fire Torino, that he can actually boost up his stats on best like defensive stats as well as the healing stats. That makes him a deadly combo to become a very stubborn defender out there. So if you have him and if you manage to get him, just try to put him in the tower defense and see how the magic rolls on. Okay, and that's the thing right out there. Well, guys, I think he also decreases the attack of the opponents, so that makes like he is actually going to receive lesser damage, right? So those are the things. All the skills really work in tandem for him. Okay, the next one is the Forest HoL. Well, she is a type of healer unit that actually is so unique that she heals on the basis of her attack stats rather than her max HP. Okay, usually any other healer servants right out there will heal on the basis of their max HP. Okay, on the percentage basis of their max HP, but our Forest HoL actually heals based on her attack, meaning she's actually also gonna deal a massive amount of damage while she's actually healing herself as well. So meaning like she has the offense and she has a defensive line as well, right? So that actually makes her a really good combo as well. okay, and she can also remove all sort of buffs from the opponent as well, and she can also remove all the debuff from herself as well, meaning like she is always gonna be on the top shape. Okay, that's what actually makes our forest HoL so amazing. Okay, next one obviously will be our water archangel Eladriel. Why? Because he's a defense type DPS 7 first bonus. The next bonus, he can actually auto heal himself 15% of his max HP whenever he is using any sort of skill right out there, which is insanely good. Okay, and he can also remove buff from the opponents and stuff like that. And then this kind of like defensive stats plus healing thing going on, a water archangel or our Ariel really starts to become a very amazing defending unit right out there. Very amazing defending unit. All right. And we have the Fire Sphinx right out here. Obviously she is a healer, she can actually heal a lot. She is pretty amazing at healing herself. Okay, yes, she has 2 healing spells. One is her combo skill, the next one is her second skill, and on top of that one, guys, even her basic attacks will actually heal her, which is pretty great, isn't it? Right. And she can also remove all the debuffs from herself, which is gonna be really good cleansing stuff right out there, and that actually makes her a very lethal unit against the opponents in the tower invasion, guys. Also providing that she can cast HP shield on herself. Too much defense right out there, guys, too much defense. And she can also make sure that the opponents have lower speed. Okay, so I mean like slower opponents, you are having a very high defense, we have HP shield, you are keep on healing yourself even with your basic attacks. I mean like you are gonna be impregnable defense. Okay, and then like it's just a matter of time that like the catastrophe, or let's say the statue is actually gonna take care of all of them. Okay, that's the thing right out there. So pretty amazing unit right out there. The next thing is our Water Valkyria. Okay, now she is so insanely amazing for the tower defense. If you manage to have her, then congratulations. Well, she was a collaboration unit, so if you really didn't manage to get her, then man, it does hurt, right? So Water Valkyria, really amazing unit. She can reduce any damage incoming to her by 50% right off the bat, and she can auto heal herself as well whenever she is using her active skills. That is pretty great right away. I mean like she's a healer, and her defense, her damage reduction right away is so amazing as well, and most of the time she's actually gonna like how to say this, receive lesser and lesser damage. For all these units, guys, if you really do work them on their potentials as well, they are gonna prove really amazing for your team, guys. Okay, we really don't need any explanation for the tank units, they're pretty amazing. Whereas for healers, if they really do provide very insane healing capabilities plus some attack or let's say defensive stuff with some HP barriers, that is gonna be so amazing, guys. Defense based DPS 7, obviously they are already having a lot of endurance and vitality. On top of that one, they can also really dish out a lot of damage, and provided that if they can have self-healing stuff, then that would be so amazing, guys. Defense, healing, and some attack, that is the main recipe for your units to be very effective in the tower invasion, except for like those kind of other servants that can actually deal much more damage to the entire team rather than just single target nuking, like Fire Ignis, Water Ignis, and Water Ram. So that's the thing right out here, guys. I hope that's all there is that you need to know. If you guys have any other like feedbacks, then please let me know in the comment section below. I would really love to check that one out, guys. Okay, so this is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to keep on enjoying the contents of my channel, and see you guys in the next video.